If you're like most people, trying to keep track of your different internet passwords can be like herding cats. Now take a guy like Don here, who uses the internet to work, socialize, organize, and play. He's on Facebook and Twitter, he's got 4 different email accounts, he blogs about his passion for doing daredevil stunts, manages his investments, Skypes, sells things, shops, watches movies, and on and on and on. And each and every account he uses has its own username and password to keep track of. But fortunately, there's an easy way to securely save and protect your password on all your phones, tablets, or computers. It's called PasswordBox. PasswordBox is a virtual safety deposit box using the same encryption methods as the US government, and only you have the master password to unlock it. Adding passwords is simple. PasswordBox automatically saves them while you surf the web. Then just click on the site you want to log into and ta-da! Like magic, you're logged in. It's a real time saver. What's also great is that PasswordBox allows you to share your passwords with your family or coworkers during your life, and even after. Yep, that's right. If Don here is really smart, he'll pass his important accounts onto his loved ones and preserve his digital legacy before attempting to jump the Grand Canyon on a Vespa next month. Good luck, Don. So join Don here and download PasswordBox for free now at PasswordBox.com.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. So nice to have you here. Chat room, nice to see you. Tonight we are joined by Maeghan Smulders. She's the Director of Product Marketing and Communication for PasswordBox. Very exciting product. Maeghan, first of all, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Maeghan, congratulations. We hear that you came away with the best app at CES this year.
Which is incredible. Congratulations.
So we got to know, tell us a little bit about this app, the product that is PasswordBox.
Yeah, what makes it so exciting?
For sure. Well, I know you guys just played the video there, but we're effectively the full digital life manager. So not just your passwords and things like that, but if you do online shopping or if you're storing different information like notes or addresses, memberships, you can now store it all in a digital wallet within PasswordBox. We have encrypted notes, so if there's any personal things, if you use services like Evernote and you actually want to keep all of your information secure and locally encrypted on your device, we manage all of that. And then the unique ability to actually pass on all of your digital stuff if something ever happens to you.
Sure. So we've seen password managers and things before. What makes PasswordBox in particular so important to our progressively digitized lives?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the inspiration, I guess, behind PasswordBox actually for a CEO came from his mom. So he was visiting her for the weekend out in a town kind of far out of Montreal. And she was uploading 3 generations of family photos, hard copies, to Picasa. And that same weekend, she just so happened to be in a car accident. And, and nothing bad happened. But it was that idea, like, how do you manage and protect all of your digital stuff? And so being able to do that, you know, with passwords and login information, we have Picasa accounts, we have Facebook accounts, we have banking accounts, we have utility accounts. The amount of information we're putting online daily is growing at a substantial rate. And so being able to keep it all organized and easily accessible, but not just for you, but for the people that you know, you care about, or coworkers, friends, family, it's really important to do that. So I guess kind of our really unique features is, one, our legacy. We're the only password manager that gives you the ability to do that. We sync really to all devices, so if you use, you know, tablets, if you're using mobile phones or desktops, you can instantly have access to all of your information no matter where you are. And it's always protected locally on your device. And so what a lot of companies don't actually say is that, you know, they encrypt your information in the cloud, but that means that from your computer or your phone, it gets sent up there, but there's chances that it could get intercepted. Now, we make sure that it's all done locally on your device before leaving anywhere. And so the only way that you can decrypt it is with your master password, and that's the secret key that only you know.
So we're looking at, so this is, we're getting so like, that was a simple question. You just gave me all these amazing answers.
Yeah, I was really excited.
Obviously a very exciting product, because this takes password management all to an entirely new level. First of all, let's back up. Is it called Legacy Locker?
Yeah.
Locker.
So we actually acquired a company in San Francisco, Legacy Locker, that also had the same passion for protecting all of your digital stuff if something ever happens to you. Yeah. And so we've been growing on that feature.
I'm sure we've all had that fear in the back of our minds, especially as I say, our lives are becoming more and more progressively digitized. Mm-hmm. All of my family photos are stored in an encrypted backup. So, and everything. I mean, my entire life is online, really.
On a personal note, we had a massive loss in my family, and there was a lot of trouble on the other side because it is a digital world, and it wasn't like he was in a situation where he didn't have PasswordBox, I'll tell you. And it's a lot of backtracking and backpedaling. So this is a time and energy and heart saver for sure.
Yeah, and we're taught these days, I think, Megan, to use different passwords for everything that we do.
Complicated ones too that are really difficult to remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
we had a user that he was a lawyer, and his assistant passed away, and she managed all of his passwords. And so not only was he dealing with legal bills, he was dealing with trying to get into the computer, but then he was 6 months behind work because he couldn't access those passwords easily because he had somebody else managing it for him. So he said that the legacy feature is a lifesaver, and that it's it's something nobody likes to talk about, but it's like you said, it's more important with the more info that we store online.
That's huge. So all of your passwords are managed by one master password? Is that what happens? Yeah. Okay. And that master password doesn't have to be huge and complicated, does it?
Well, the goal is that it's the last one you have to remember. So the goal is to make it complicated, but it's when we say it's the last one you remember, if you actually forget that password, there's no way that you have access to your account. So we're a zero knowledge based company, which means that we don't store your master password anywhere. It's only known by you, and it's kept in your head, which protects you because you're the only key that gives you the ability to access your information.
And if I follow what you're saying correctly, all of the data that I submit is encrypted at my site. Transmitted to you in an encrypted format. So even if you had a password reset feature, that data would be lost because it's the wrong key, right?
Well, if you had a password reset, you would have to have access to the actual master password information, and that you wouldn't be able to decrypt the information that's already stored there.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's fantastic. I mean, because that's one of our biggest security concerns is if I set up something like this, what's to stop the interception of that information? And I think the fact is with the amount of information that PasswordBox is able to store about my user accounts, it would make you a real target for hackers and identity thieves who want to get access to bank account information. And basically you've got a repository, a box that has all of my passwords for all of my stuff. And you've already addressed that. You've already addressed that.
Exactly. Well, and again, a lot of people get scared at the thought of this too, but if you use the same password for all of your online accounts, who's to say a hacker doesn't get into, your Facebook account and then uses that on your banking and everything like that? And so, having a tool where you can customize, we have a strong password generator that actually allows you to create 26-character passwords, complex ones. If you check it out, it's symbols, numbers, digits, the whole works. I know I wouldn't be able to remember it, but, it stores them individually. And so, again, the more layers that you can put, there's no one silver bullet to security ever. It's about making sure that you have different layers, and so PasswordBox gives you a variety of them in a very simple form to protect you against those things.
Right. Well, I mean, I would run the risk. If my phone got stolen or lost, I have it so that I'm always logged in on Facebook, right? Which is horrible. But I realize, but it's because I don't want to always type in the password. Right? So if I had PasswordBox, right, then it types in the password for me. Is that what happens?
It does, yeah. So you're able to log out of all your accounts, and you can instantly go back in without all the hassle of sitting there and typing.
Right.
But then it also gives you the ability to, so let's say you lost your phone, and oh gosh, that's the worst, right? Especially if you don't have a passcode. You can go to any other device that has, so maybe your computer has it too, and you can change your master password, and it automatically logs you out of everything. So again, it protects all the stuff
that's
already.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see why you got Best App of the Year.
This is perfect.
This is sounding really, really good. So what else does PasswordBox do as far as, you mentioned a little bit, you touched on credit cards and things. So
I got really excited.
I know, this is great. So what can we do? Why would I store credit card information? Is this so that it can autofill things as I'm making purchases, or?
Yeah, so the autofill feature is coming soon, but right now you can store that information, which makes it a lot easier if you do, let's say, a lot of online shopping. So I hate it when I'm about to, whether it be on my phone or on my computer, and I'm, on Amazon about to buy something, or another online site, and then it gets to the checkout and it's like, oh, I left my wallet, my credit card on the other side of the room. I'm not going to buy this now. I'll do it later.
We've always got our phone with us.
Exactly. You've always got your phone, or if you can download it, it's on a desktop, phones, tablets, all devices. So you can just go in and automatically input that information without ever having to leave the, your computer or your phone, that kind of thing. So another thing you can do is put in addresses with the secure notes if you have sensitive information that you want to store. And, it's interesting, even, with being just moving to Montreal and all that stuff, there's a lot of different things you need to remember, whether it be, PIN codes, whether it be different, access codes and things like that. We have the ability to store any sort of information, and again, all protected within your device.
Very good. This is Category 5 Technology TV. Tonight we are talking with Maeghan Smulders. She's the Director of Product Marketing and Communication at PasswordBox. Very, very exciting product. I know that Legacy Locker is one of your big kind of, wow features. So what it does is PasswordBox stores all my passwords, all of my private information in an encrypted format in such a way that even PasswordBox themselves cannot read that data. But how does it work? How does PasswordBox receive the notification that I was in an accident suddenly you need to distribute my passwords to my wife or to my children, or however that would work? What's the step in an event of my death, say?
Yeah, so when you first create an account, you're given the option to assign a digital beneficiary. And so you can do this at any time. You can add as many as you want. You can remove as many as you want. And when you do that notification, it actually sends that person an email and says, will you be my digital heir? So they accept, so they're aware of it. And they almost act as your liaison, so that if you do ever pass away, they will come to PasswordBox and say, okay, this person has passed, and I have a death certificate, and we'll validate it with the authorities to make sure that that situation has occurred. And we have a patented technology that allows us to trigger the information, so we are able to verify that that person is your digital beneficiary, and that that you two were connected. And once you assign that person, your two master passwords almost kind of layer each other, and so their master password will be able to decrypt it only when we trigger the event that it receives, and it goes from their password box directly to your password box. So again, none of the information is ever exposed or available to anybody except the people that are assigned to have access to it.
So Maeghan, is there some form of connection between my beneficiary and my account that allows the beneficiary's account the decryption key? What's to stop a malicious user from hacking your servers and becoming a beneficiary and then transferring all my passwords over to their account?
So the trigger event that happens is unable to happen unless, one, we're able to validate with the authorities, two, to ensure that the two people are to say they are. We also trigger the person who has passed away that says, are you still there, to make sure that the entire situation is valid. But then lastly, none of the information is decryptable without a master password. And unless you give the proper trigger event to go to the beneficiary's box, they have no access to it. It's completely restricted. So if you're using Box on a daily basis, you're the only one who can access it at any point of time.
Wow.
Okay. Well, sounds like you've really thought it all out. It's a vast product as far as the how the encryption works, and I'm still trying to get my head around how you've built such a sophisticated layered system. I know that I've had the thought, what would happen if I passed away, and my whole even just the show. I mean, every episode of the show is stored on S3. Who's going to keep track? Who's going to keep up with those bills and be able to log into the account and move things around if they need to? It's such a simple thing as that, but.
Yeah, McAfee actually did a study, and it's interesting when you put it into perspective, but they said that about the average user says they have $55,000 worth of digital assets online.
Wow.
And so, you know, that's domain names, that's pictures.
That's not even including Jot's Entropia Universe account. So.
How much does PasswordBox cost for me to download it?
Well, so I don't know if you're familiar with Dropbox, but we're a freemium model. So anybody can download it for free, and you can get 25 passwords. You can test out the product, see if you like it. And then after that 25 passwords, it's $11.99 a year. It syncs to all of your devices, and you have unlimited password storage and information in there. So less than $1 a month.
Okay, and so would my beneficiary also have to have PasswordBox? Is that how it works?
Yeah, so they would be able to sign it for free.
They would do the free, yeah. Oh,
exactly.
Ideal.
So just a couple of things that I want to ask before we run out of time here, Maeghan. What about businesses? You mentioned about this lawyer customer, and I think, you know, I've experienced the product. It's fantastic from a personal standpoint. What is there for the businesses who want to be able to keep track of multi-level passwords and maybe even user accounts? Do they just sign up for accounts? What's there for the business user?
Yeah, so we're slowly developing in the I guess the enterprise version of PasswordBox. We're not quite there yet.
Okay.
But you know, we offer features like secure password sharing. So you're able to share passwords instantly before anybody passes away with somebody. They won't have any visible access to the password, but they can log into the account with the instant login. So it gives you the ability to, one, control who has access to it, but then also revoke it if that person, let's say, is no longer there.
Yep.
And if you update the password, which you should do on a regular basis, they get that information as well. So everybody's logging in, they're happy, and they're being productive and working.
Fantastic. So PasswordBox also provides a very sophisticated plugin for your web browser. Firefox, Chrome, doesn't really matter what you're running. And I noticed, Maeghan, that on your website, and this is a question from our chat room as well, you know, is there a Linux version? And on your website, it does say Windows and Mac. And I'll just let you know, we're on Linux here, and we have lots of viewers that are on Linux. It's a browser plugin, so it does work on Linux, absolutely. You need to add a Tux Penguin to your website. That's our official request, so it works.
We do support it, but often we'll get a few bugs here and there. But if anyone uses Linux and they're experiencing anything, just let us know, and we're usually able to fix it pretty quick.
Perfect. There's no extra installation that you need to go through. Just go to the website. We have a short link. It's cat5.tv/password to keep it nice and easy. Go to cat5.tv/password. You'll be able to add that to your browser. What's neat about the PasswordBox add-on for the browser is that whole automatic login process. Maybe we can just talk a little bit about, just briefly, about how PasswordBox enhances this, not just for the cell phone or the mobile device. So I've got instant access to my passwords both on screen and for logon. So if I'm at a computer in a public place, I can actually look at my phone, get my password, and enter it into the computer. But also on my personal computer, by installing this add-on, it's instant access to anything just with a click of a mouse button.
I mean, like, the worst is actually having to type in a password, especially if you're trying to get a bunch of stuff done and you're always changing them. And so this way, you just have to recognize the site that you're going to, and either one click in the little extension, but we also have a start page. So with big buttons right on your home page, you're able to see the websites that you most commonly use and click, and it fills in the information and logs you in. So you're not typing, you're not memorizing. You know, PasswordBox is doing it all for you.
Fantastic. So if someone steals my laptop and it has PasswordBox on it, and I haven't yet deactivated or changed my password, is there anything that locks that system out automatically?
Yeah, so there's an auto lock feature, and you can do it to be either an instant auto lock or a set time period. So anywhere from, you know, a few minutes to a couple hours, depending on what your preferences are. And then again, if you lose your computer, you can go to a mobile device and change the master password so it locks out everything automatically as well.
Great.
Oh, that's incredible.
Fantastic product. Really, really enjoying just the ease of use. Even for me, I mean, I'm a tech guy, but I really find it a little bit frustrating to, because I know in my head I need to have new strong passwords. I need to be changing them all the time. I need to have multiple different passwords. It gets to be a little much.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. For me, it's too complicated to have all of those passwords, and I tend to lean towards breaking the rules and having the same password for everything. So I know, I'm sorry, Megan, and everybody.
But now we make it easy. So,
Exactly.
So there you go. That's a good start.
That's it. So it's multifold. It's going to help you It's going to help you.
It's going to help me
to operate more safely your digital life.
So that I'm not digitally completely transparent.
Same password on everything.
Yeah.
Make it a strong master password on PasswordBox, and then make them strong passwords for all your sites, even insanely strong, because it's going to remember them for you anyways. They can be crazy passwords.
Wow. Impenetrable fortress of digital life. That's what I'll be.
There you go. Love it.
Megan, thank you so much for your time. And don't forget, we are going to be giving away a copy of that next week. So get over to cat5.tv/password and sign up today for your free account. Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Category 5 TV is a production of Prodigy Digital Solutions and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. Thanks for watching.